Alright, so, what we've got here, this is a Leatherman Crunch. So, I have seen a few reviews of this, and a few people talking about these, and when I looked at it, I had to have one. Everything about this thing seemed really, really cool. So, I ordered one, used it today, put it back in the box, and I'm going to pretend like this is the first time I'm looking at it. I'm just kidding. We're just going to see how it comes in the box. So, you've got your nylon sheath. I love this sheath. This is the button sheath. A lot better than the original Velcro, and honestly, I like it even better than the Molly Velcro sheath. So, there's that. That's my EDC. This is the one that's got my good old Surge in it, but the button sheath definitely clips really well. It doesn't sound like you're going to be losing anything anytime soon in that. Really, really slim, especially when compared to a fully packed out extra large sheath. So there's that. And then we've got the tool and a extremely comprehensive manual for a bunch of tools. So there you go. There's all that. That's cool. So what the Leatherman Crunch does essentially is it is a Leatherman tool, multi-tool with locking pliers. So I'm sure everybody is familiar with what locking pliers are, and if not, this may not be the tool for you. So a typical Leatherman has got your needle nose combination pliers with your regular jaw in the middle and some wire cutters down here. Now, of course, these don't lock. These can only grip as hard as you can grip. So the caveat to that is if you've got limited strength, like a 120-pound guy like me, then yeah, you've probably reached and grabbed for a pair of locking pliers before, known as, vice grips or whatever. This is the Crunch. As you guys can see, this is a very, very, very small tool, in comparison to something like the Surge, of course. The Surge is quite a hefty tool, so a lot easier to carry, if that's your thing. However, I think this is more of a backpack tool for most people, a backpack or a toolbox tool. But anyways, we're going to get into this. So you got yourself a 4-inch ruler right here in inches and centimeters, which is always nice to have. I really, really missed that on the free. So that's all you've got on the outside. On the back, you've got your adjustment nut, and or a tension nut, I guess you could call it. And if we take this all the way out, yeah, so if you take this all the way out, first thing I'd like to point out is how well this little piece right here is machined, all the way from the knurling to the hard, blunt end of it that's used for pushing on that tension plate in there. It's really, really well machined. It comes pre-greased, so you don't got to worry about that. But you have a 1/4-inch nut driver, which allows you to not only use the standard Leatherman bits. Oh wow, I'm just now looking, and that's not just a cutout. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell, but inside of there you've actually got a little spring to keep tension on whatever type of driver you're putting inside of here. So that's cool. I didn't notice that. I thought it was just gonna be like a free fit type of deal, but no, that's pretty cool. This is just gonna be kind of a first impressions deal until I use this thing for a little while, and then I can give you guys a real review on it. But opening this guy up, you will be able to tell immediately, like, this is not like any other Leatherman tool. Yeah. So, there you go. That is pretty cool. So, right here, you've got your wire strippers, which, if you can see, which I don't think you can, yeah, right there, you've got a blade on it, so it'll strip wires, and you can actually put tension on it. So this is probably the most proper wire stripper that we've got from Leatherman thus far. You've got a really, really, really nice, fine point up here. a larger jaw for holding on to bolts and whatnot. You've got your hard and stranded wire cutters inside of there. Wow, very, very nice. This is the first time I've really got to actually pay good attention to this tool since I got it. So basically, for those of you guys who didn't see how this worked, so when it's hooked together like this, what's actually keeping it together is if you look, as soon as I pull it apart, it goes a little off center of the top, and you've got this little dowel right here. And what that does is it meshes up with this right here and creates a firm, you know, clasp, I guess you could say. Opening it up, though, we have got your typical Leatherman file, probably 2-inch, I would say. I would have to guess. You've got 2 different grains on this file. One that goes in one direction, and then one that goes in both directions, and then as well as I guess they call this a metal saw, which, I mean, you know, is what it is. Nice inclusion. Something that comes out whenever you do that, though, is you've got this little lanyard loop. So you can potentially put it on your keychain if you just have abnormally large keys, and this won't stick out. We've got a small Phillips head that looks, or a small flathead, excuse me, that looks to be about an 1/8 inch. We've got a proper Phillips. Yes, sir, that is fantastic. Let me actually see if we've got any Phillips head screws. So, oh yeah, that is a snug fit. That's like a really, really snug fit. That's great. I think that would be a number 2 Phillips, but yeah, it's 3D, so that's nice. All the tools lock using this guy in the back. We pull this out, we've got, say, probably a 1/4 inch, 3/16 Phillips, probably 3/16 if I were to guess. And we've got a razor sharp serrated blade, so that's great to have as well. I have seen people wondering why they didn't include a straight, you know, like just a regular blade, and I feel like that is because most people that are going to carry something like this are going to carry it in conjunction with, say, another Leatherman or a standalone knife or something like that, you know, like. And I totally see why that would be your guess, because this would be a fantastic mechanics tool, and I want to totally keep this on me for the next few days while I'm at work doing, you know, all kinds of stuff. But it is a really, really, really solid tool, guys. Like, a proper solid tool. Let's actually test out a few of the functions on it. So you guys can see that little divot down it right there, and that is actually to hold, I know this isn't particularly the best use case scenario for it, but to hold things straight like that. And that is great. That is such a good idea. Like, that is a really, really, really good idea. So, like, I'm trying to think of something that you could use that for, but I totally get where they're coming from. Like, really, really, really nice tool so far, guys. I definitely look forward to using this over the next few days, couple weeks, and then I'll be right back at you with a proper review of this little guy. But those are some really, really good feeling vice grips. Like, I have touched a lot of vice grips or locking pliers, you know, if we're not going to use the trademark name, at work. And these are just so solid, and especially the form factor of them. That really, really, really surprises me. Kind of slipped out right there. But, like, that's not going to let go. Like, that will take some beans to get it undone, if that's what you want to say. We'll fight that down a little bit tighter, but yeah, that is some some locking force right there. And that's not me clamping down on it by hand either. That's just like, wow. Very, very surprised. Check that out, guys. Wow. Okay, so if anybody's hard on their tools, it's me. So let's break her in for a couple of weeks, and I'll be back at you guys, letting you know how I think about this thing. So definitely cool. Definitely a cool approach to a locking pliers multi-tool. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a few weeks.